Hey everybody, just wanted to record a quick video and go over some changes that we're going to be doing to the template. I did do a lot of listening over the last week or two. Thank you so much for all the feedback. I think we have put our heads together and come up with a step in the right direction. Will it be where we eventually land? I think so, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But as always, we'll take our best step forward and we'll do our best to try to solve as many of the problems as possible. What I'm going to try to do is explain to you how it is that we're going to try to, I heard you loud and clearly, we need capacity for emergencies. We need to have a place for homeless patients. We need to have people working within their comfort zones, and I have people, they need more predictability in their schedule. They don't like the variability of people just showing up in their schedule, and there's all kinds of ways that we're going to solve this. So we're going to do kind of a hybrid approach. Lots of people seemed comfortable in the old approach where we had, 4 operative doctors and 2 hygiene doctors, and we're going to kind of do a hybrid. So the way this is going to work is we're going to go to eventually what it's going to be. When we get out to the point where we have a pretty wide open single page. So what it's going to be is you'll have your 4-1 doctors and your 5-1 doctors. So 4-1 doctors, we're going to have at least 2 of them, maybe 3, depending on who's who, a day. And you're going to be in pods. And with your pods, of course, you're just going to use 4 of your hygiene chairs, and you're going to use 1 single room. And that single room will be for your pedo shorts, which you can shrink and put more same days in from your own pod. That's all fine. Now that's 5 out of your 6 rooms. So your 6th room is going to have any other 4-1 doctor who needed more than 30 minutes for fillings, which is fine. And that's going to be very similar to what it has always been. You're going to have an operative doctor in that pod with you. Now they're not splitting the pod, they're simply using the room. And that pod or that room is going to have hour-long pedo longs and pedo XLs. So that's what that's going to be in there. Now that doctor will be able to see all their patients. They will have very smooth flow throughout the day. They'll know most of the patients that they're going to see. If they have openings, just as always, everybody was okay putting something in there as long as it matched, as long as we weren't in the middle of the appointment. So we will instruct, we can do more same day work if there's openings in those spots or however that goes. But they're going to be primarily pedo longs and pedo XLs. The only difference in that role, the operative doctor role, is before they would just, when they were done with op, they would just go count any hygiene. They would just count the next oldest light. Here what we're going to do is we're going to have them as storage basically for capacity, and they're going to be able to count any red lights to help teammates that may be running behind because they had sealants that were really hard or whatever. So they can count any reds just as before, but they can also help teams. So we have the team lights now. So what it's going to do is build capacity into our schedule. So how about the emergency one? How about the visit that you don't know what you didn't expect it to be a problem, but now it is? So you simply just team your hygiene lights, and then the operative doctors are going to be looking for patients to count, and they'll be able to help you, and that creates capacity where you didn't have any. So I think that's going to solve that problem really, really nicely. It's also something that most people were very, very comfortable with how we've been doing when we were doing it before, where you were just an operative doctor and you did your schedule and you went out and you counted hygiene where you could. So I think that's going to work out really well. So maybe an average day would be you'd have 3 5-1 doctors downstairs, 2 4-1 doctors upstairs, 2 operative doctors, for example, doing hour-long pedo longs. So and pedo XL. So that's kind of the gist of how that's going to work and how those things are going to play together. Hope that makes sense. I think it's a really good step in the right direction. Now, we can't just do that right now because we have still remnants of the 5-1 template. Last week, we blocked everything on the single page. You saw that moving in. We blocked a bunch of things for people that we felt were overextended in their capacities. So we did all that. Starting May 1st, which is Wednesday, what we're going to do, if you said you were a 4-1 doctor, what we're going to do is we're going to block underneath half of your schedule. So 3 out of your 6 columns will be blocked. So that's what we're going to do there. We're just going to block 3 out of your 6. So if you're a 4-1 doctor and you were used to having your entire pod blocked, that's not going to be the case anymore. We're only going to block half of your pod, and then the other 4-1 doctors as well, we're going to block half of their pod. So we're going to give everybody a little bit of wiggle room. It's going to probably mimic more what a normal 4-1 flow will feel like. So we're going to do that. At 5-1 doctors, there's no change. You're just going to still see your 5-1 pod. Hope that makes sense. So that's what we're going to do moving forward. Thank you for being always flexible And please, please, please communicate. I think this is a really good step in the right direction. I think it's going to help people. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. However, I also know it's not going to be perfect. Of course, there's going to be stuff we need to fix. So please be communicating, and I'm looking forward to taking the next step. Thanks, everybody.